OBS is green. YouTube is green. Twitch is green. There we go. All right. Good evening, sports fans. We have a late kickoff for you of our Week 14 doubleheader here in Season 13 of League 1. To start, we've got the number 1 undefeated Syracuse Orange visiting NC State in Raleigh, North Carolina. We're going to get started with a quick look at NC State's roster with the coach of the Syracuse Orange. Going to see what he's up against, and then we'll get kicked off. So here you go, Coach Spectre.
Evening, folks. We'll give you a quick run through here of NC State, and we'll get kicked off. We've got a senior Jalen McClendon impact player playing quarterback. He's got slightly low awareness. He does like to take off. He's getting almost 50 yards a game rushing, and he's under 50% on completions. Naheem Hines of NFL glory now, a 95 senior halfback. Dangerous both running and receiving. Could be a focal point of the offense. Dylan Parham is injured but will play. And Calvin Harmon leads the receivers. Not only is the highest rated, but gets the most action. He and Lewis get the bulk of receptions along with Hines out of the backfield. The tight end, not too active. One of the strengths of their offense, the offensive line, an 86 left tackle, an 88 left guard, a 93 center. Now the right guard is injured, and Witt will play, sophomore 79 tackle, but Richardson will help him at the right tackle position. On defense, Riley's the impact player with 5.5 sacks. And Smith William, also playing well this season, has a couple himself. Bryant and Frazier, not spectacular at the defensive tackle position, although Syracuse not quite built to take full advantage of it. The linebacking core, very Raven. Saunders at left outside. Nicholson at center in the middle. And the impact player, Jermaine Pratt, at right outside linebacker. In the secondary, McLeod leads the crew and has been playing above his 84 rating, have an excellent season so far with his 93 awareness, good athleticism. We will try to avoid him if possible. Valdez and Banks fill out the the secondary core for the cornerback position. Wright is an excellent free safety all over the field this season with sacks and picks and deflections plenty. And the strong safeties, Moreland and Phillips, both likely play in a 4-2-5 or a 3-3-5, more likely the latter alignment for the Wolfpack. Excellent kicker in Carson Wise. And we're going to get this game kicked off against the team who defeated us last season, but is now missing Bradley Chubb and a couple other pieces. We're hoping to get revenge in Raleigh and continue this path towards what we hope to be a successful postseason. Stay tuned after this game. We've got a massive game between Navy and number 2 undefeated SMU coming up following this action. That'll be an instant classic, I'm sure. We thank you for joining us. I'm going to now turn it back over to Coach Ninja. He'll provide the play-by-play for this first game of our doubleheader.
Both teams with high-powered offense here. Was a high-scoring affair last year, 63-56. Points per game, 94th in the country for NC State versus number 1 in the country for the Syracuse Orange. The high points are in the passing game and in the rushing defense for NC State. But unfortunately for them, Syracuse also number 1 in rushing defense and 62 against the pass. And there's some important recruits here for NC State this game.
Glad to have you with us in the studio. I'm Reese Davis, bringing you the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 pregame show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. Syracuse is just where it wanted to be, ranked number 1 in the poll. It's something that they've not only hoped for, they've reached for, they've grabbed, and now that they have a hold of it, you just don't see a situation where this team is going to give this thing back. That's going to do it for us here on the pregame show. NCAA Football 14 action coming at you right now. Brad Nessler and Kirk Herbstreit.
Looks like a sunny day, despite it being December in North Carolina. You sure?
Just outside the city and next to RBC Center, we're at Carter.
Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. I mean, one half a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second. On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's gonna make the fucking difference between winning and losing. Between living and dying. I'll tell you this, in any fight, it's the guy who's willing to die who's gonna win that inch. And I know if I'm gonna have any life in it, it's because I'm still willing to fight and die for that inch. Because that's what living is. The 6 inches in front of your face. Now I can't make you do it. You gotta look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes. Now I think you're gonna see a guy who will go that inch with you. You're gonna see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down to it, you're gonna do the same for him. That's a team, gentlemen.
Spanning more than 10 successful seasons and covering the country from California, Ohio, North Carolina, and Virginia, this is League 1 NCAA football.
The linebacker Green gets just enough of McClendon there to make the sack on the first play of the game.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. Another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, gonna get to do. Another one bites the dust. Shoot up.
Antoine Cordy there with the deflection to make it 3rd and long. Sack number 2, that's 2 out of 3 plays are sacks for Green as he gets McClendon by this ankle again, this time coming out of the linebacker rush formation. That's going to force a punt out of the backfield to begin the game. That is a good start for the Syracuse Orange. Metcalf standing right on the midfield mark to catch the ball. He gets a 7-yard return before he's tackled. Excellent field position to begin the game on their opponent's 42-yard line.
Right now, it's all speculation. He's just got to play the game. So the offense will come out for their first possession.
Good field position for their first possession of the ball game. Let's see if they can capitalize off of it.
5 guys will be out in the pattern.
5 wide receivers here. Custis comes across in the drag route, gets 4 yards when the defender meets him just to the left of the tackles.
2nd down and 6. Ball on the 38-yard line.
3 down linemen for NC State. And it's the read option to Dungy. He keeps it and he bounces inside when the defender closes the outside and he gets first down.
Anything like he was last year, look out this season.
Now you're going to get up. Thanks, number 49.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 30.
Strickland gets the ball and runs up the gut out of the shotgun. He gets stopped when the safeties crash down after 1 yard. Strickland comes in motion. It's a triple option. Dungy keeps it, and the pitch man is blocked up, but Dungy gets 11 on his own.
With the option and pick up the first down.
Yeah, and that was a situation where the quarterback knew he could pick up the first down if he kept it himself. That's a good decision.
From the 18-yard line, it's first down.
Out of the I formation now, Strickland dodges inside. He gets 1 yard on the run.
They'll spread the field with 5 wide.
Lofton catches it. He got 2 running right around the defender, and he can't dodge out of his arms and break the tackle. It's now 3rd and long here for the Orange. They are on the 15-yard line. And Anoisi is wide open and crosses just the corner. That's 3 out of 3 passing and a touchdown now for Dungy.
the extra point. Reese Davis is standing by with this update. Reese?
Mississippi State and Ole Miss cracking heads in the Egg Bowl. This game was tighter than spandex on a sumo wrestler. And for Gibson, he went for more than 100 yards in this one. The Bulldogs win it 34-28. In another game, Virginia and Virginia Tech hook up in the battle for the Commonwealth Cup. And for Virginia, they're in danger of losing 2 straight. Virginia Tech leads it 10-7.
Thanks, Reese. 7-0 game here. Looks like they're ready for the kick. He really got a
Another deep kick from Hofrichter. Harmon takes the knee.
one's going to be down to the end zone for a touchback. Syracuse in the driver's seat right now, but it's too early.
A great defensive stand the first time around. Let's see what NC State has for round 2.
It's way too early to change.
Halfway through the first. They hand the ball off. And Hines gets 13 yards up the gut, and it's a hurry up here from the Wolfpack.
Really impressive field vision.
Got hit and still completed it.
And it's fantastic pass blocking that break open the 52-yarder from Emeka Mziki.
Job here of sensing pressure before the ball was snapped. I think it allowed him to change the protection at the line of scrimmage. When he changed that protection, the
It was fantastic blocking by the team as they
blitzers, and then the quarterback gets sent back there.
pass to Emizi for the second time in a row, and in just a second they're going to tie this game up just like that on the pass. I mean, that looked like a screen, and then it wasn't. That was a 3-play drive.
To tie this thing up.
Took all of 23 seconds.
It was a quick 3-play, 74-yard drive, and they come away with a touchdown.
Boy, that is scoring confirmed. This offense is looking more and more explosive.
We're even at 7 in this one. He kicks it off, and he got all of that one.
Metcalf takes it out of the end zone. An unblocked guy stops him at around the 14, the 16, I should say.
I don't think either team has a clear advantage so far. Let's see if they can make some plays and get a little separation. They'll line up with 5 wide receivers.
Dungy scrambling this time. He's closed on by 3 defenders, and he's stopped for only a 3-yard gain. A relatively short scramble there for Dungy.
This guy, it's CYP. Pick your poison.
Him and Tom Brady.
From their own 19-yard line, it's second down.
Tommy Tanuvasa now in the split big. It's a quarterback keeper. He's trying to get to the outside. And the speed of number 39 on defense keeps that to a short game. It's now 3rd and 5 for the Orange on their own 21.
It's 3rd and 5. Ball on the 21.
Strickland out of the backfield on the angle route. He gets the 6 yards that he needs to advance the sticks. And a deflection sends the ball high into the air. It's an incompletion, his first of the game for Dungy. It is now 2nd and 10.
From their own 27-yard line. Second down. They come out on an empty backfield. Tries to fit it in there. And it'll be
Phillips Jr. comes across, undercuts the route, and picks off the long pass.
that was a dangerous pass.
Well, you should have known better than to throw that football into coverage like that. You can't expect the receiver to come down with that ball.
Excellent field position now for NC State. McClendon is scrambling out. He gets 8 yards on the scramble. Before the defender comes off of his man coverage to close off the scramble.
And he's immediately tackled.
The Orange committing to the run there. The pass into man coverage goes for 13. This time they guess run again, and they guess correctly, stopping Naheem Hines in the backfield for a loss of 3.
Draw play and hitting him in the backfield.
From the 20-yard line, it's second down.
And another rush by Hines. He gets the 3 yards he just lost, but it means it's 3rd and long now as they continue to hurry up NC State. And another run attempt on 3rd down means that they're going to kick it from the 16-yard line. Considering they threw the pick to give them excellent field position, that's a good defensive save of 4 points right there for the Orange.
Up by 3. Kicks away, and it sails through the uprights. Let's throw out to Reese now for a studio update.
Let's take a look at scores around the country. Here's a hotly contested battle.
Everyone's all lined up and ready for the kickoff. Excellent.
Metcalf takes it out of the end zone. He's got some open green space.
Across the 30, and he's tackled at the 30.
Looks like that's going to get called back.
Down, and it looks like this one's coming back. That one's going to put him way back.
You just can't block a player from behind like that, or it's going to cost you.
Now, here comes the offense, and you've got to wonder if that last interception's weighing on the quarterback's mind at all.
I look for the offense to come out with the same game plan as before. You don't know
Strickland coming in motion. Triple option. Dungy doesn't like the pitch. He gets 3 yards up the middle. He makes the safe play. That was a risky pitch because the defender had just the inside of it.
it's impressive.
From their own 20-yard line. Second down.
Live clock in the waning seconds of the first. Strickland gets the ball up the gut, and he leans forward to make it 3rd and inches.
About 7 yards on the run.
Dante Strickland, 3 rushes for 9 yards now. The best of his best rush so far this game, and that's second down. They don't like the look. They wait until the quarter ends.
10-7.
NC State up by 3.
And we're ready for more football here in quarter number 2.
Another handoff to Strickland. Another good run. 8 yards that time. That goes from 9 yards to 17 yards, almost doubling his total on the ground.
From their own 35-yard line. First down.
Split offset here. No tight ends. 2 halfbacks in the backfield. This time the pitch goes to Strickland. He makes a spin move to get around one defender, gets around another defender, and he is running downfield with blockers, and that is a fantastic touchdown run from Strickland. Brilliant replay there by the booth. Thank you, gentlemen. I really was concerned about Dungy's downfield blocking. As Hofrichter kicks the extra point, Syracuse now up by 3 with a quick score of their own. All Dungy on that drive. I'm all Strickland all the time on that drive. 3 plays. Hofrichter kicks it deep. Harmon takes another knee.
And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback.
Well, this is a competitive game. It's fun to watch these two teams go back and forth. Just when you think one team has the edge, the other gets right back into it. This is exciting.
There hasn't been too much daylight between these two teams. In games like this, some players try to press too much, and that can cause mistakes.
Amizi, 7 yards to the outside, and no huddle from the Wolfpack. Harmon, deep, coming inside from the outside, gets 20 yards, and Wolfpack hustles downfield once again. Henderson Jr. is close, but Jacoby Myers keeps his hands on it, and it's 2nd and 5 now. Hines this time trying to get to the outside, running right to left. Kendall Coleman tackles him for a loss, coming off of his blocker. It's now 3rd and long. Another attempt at a run on 3rd and 9 to Naheem Hines. Another stuff by the Syracuse Orange defense. It's 4th and 11, and it's way outside field goal range. Forcing the punt here.
Let's see if he aims for the sideline and tries to get this thing down deep in their own territory.
He aims for the sideline, but he might have hit it way too early. 28-yard line. Not a great punt there by the Wolfpack.
In a game that's this close, you can't afford to waste possessions. They'll spread the field here. Let's see what the defense does with a 5-wide outlook.
Dungy doesn't like it, scrambles out, throws it long to Lofton, and McLeod catches up, and that's the 2nd pick of the game.
Tackle made around the 44-yard line.
Not enough under it. Lofton had to slow down. It allowed the defense to catch up. And the Wolfpack return it to their own 44.
First down.
Sacked as he threw. Williams is coming in to get the interception. Williams saving the bacon there. Rodney Williams, the strong safety, comes in, turns it around to jump the route. His 7th pick of the year as a strong safety.
Ranger became the mighty Battle Cat, and I became He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Only 3 others share this secret.
Clean, old-fashioned hate. And that's putting it mildly. Georgia and Georgia Tech square off. And for Georgia, today is an opportunity for win number 8. The Bulldogs have the lead, 10-3. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh ready to fire out in the Steel City.
Sure.
Let's take a look at this one again. And for Miami, those two guys on the same wavelength. A perfect connection and a touchdown.
A low-scoring game so far in Miami-Pittsburgh.
All right, Reese, back to our game. Syracuse ready to kick this one off.
Yeah. The defense having saved total of 10 points.
This one's going to be in the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah. A big bailout there by the Orange defense so far after Dungy throwing a couple of long balls that get jumped.
Onto the field, hoping for a little better result than that last pick 6.
This quarterback needs to be a little bit more careful because this defense is excellent on capitalizing off of mistakes.
Rose falling back and got his man.
And Jacoby Myers gets 9 yards, muscling through the first tackle. It is now 2nd and 1. The Wolfpack continue to hurry up. Throws to the sideline to Amizi. He gets 4 yards and a first down.
For a gain of 5 on the play, and that's good enough for a first down.
And that's just great execution on that short pass play.
And the quarterback didn't waste any time getting rid of that one. He took the snap and he threw it right out there.
McClendon throwing it up this time. And Antoine Cordy picks off his fellow defender who had the line on the ball. Scoop Bradshaw was really the person that was thrown to. And, Antoine Cordy.
From their own 39-yard
We like the aggression. We don't like the fact that he didn't respect the fact that Scoop Bradshaw called that, it was his ball. Naheem Hines now 0 yards, being slowed down by the blitzer getting in the backfield and getting a hand on him. And the second man stops him for 0. Scrambling, Jalen McClendon sacked on 3rd down. Sorry, incomplete on 3rd down. Should have been a sack. And now it's a punt. The defense of the Syracuse Orange team
Metcalf is back to receive.
here to play.
And this one is a beauty.
The offense so far, hit or miss.
From the 15. Brought down at the 23-yard line. This one might be coming back, folks. Let's check out the penalty.
10-yard penalty puts the Orange on their own 10.
Find a way to make up those yards right here. They line up at the 10. It's first down. 5 wide. He's going to try and scramble. He steps
Dungy
around the 10-yard line.
gets 1 yard on the scramble.
Scramble.
It didn't look good from Jump Street. Second and 10 now. Dungy scrambles out. This time he's got space. He gets out into the open. He spins around the safety, but he gets slowed down and stopped after 31 yards. An excellent scramble by Dungy.
Not only can he throw the ball, he has the abilities he saw here of tucking it in and really hurting defenses.
Just didn't burn that defender quite as good as you hoped. Dungy now on the sideline, getting some oxygen. Heading back out into the huddle. Or not. Tommy Tanuvasa comes out with 2 halfbacks. And 2 tight ends. It's a shotgun split big. Tanuvasa keeps it. Again, trying to get to the outside. He's gone. He breaks that last defender. 59-yard touchdown run. It is the ground game that is working on offense for the Syracuse Orange.
Oh my God. Wimber East is in the house. Oh my God. Wimber East is in the house. Oh my God. Wimber East is in the house. Oh my God. Wimber East is in the house. Oh my God. Wimber East is in the house. Oh my God. Wimber East is in the house. Oh my God. Wimber East is in the house. Oh my God. Oh my God. 91-yard drive, and it's good for 7 points.
And the big plays that they had running the football were the keys to that drive.
So the score now, 28-10. Looks like they're ready for the kick.
Hofrichter boots it deep in the end zone. Hines can't even think about it. It takes the knee.
These next few drives are going to go a long way in determining what kind of game this will end up being.
Couple of broken missed tackles. Fredericks trying to get the angle, prevent the touchdown. And Jacoby Myers is stopped short. It's 1st and goal now after a broken play. They are sprinting downfield. The offensive line is yards behind the rest of the team. Emeka Emizi gets 9 yards. It's 2nd and goal. And a pitch to Hines on the speed option. And that's a touchdown for the Wolfpack. Yeah.
He makes the PAT. It was a quick 3-play, 75-yard drive, and it results in a touchdown.
Boy, that is scoring in a hurry. This offense is looking more and more explosive.
So our score, 28-17. And it looks like they're ready for the kickoff. And he got all of this one. Great kick. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. Syracuse offense is just clicking on all cylinders, Herbie, right now. It's everything they planned for, and it's all working.
Everything is coming together for this offense. They seem to be getting better with each series. And, you know, this game started where this team was, you know, they wondered if they were going to be able to move the ball against this defense. And I think right now, I think they seem to, as I said earlier, they seem
Shotgun split offset here. Dungy throws it to Strickland over the middle on the angle. Strickland, the halfback, has broken the receptions in the record for receptions in a season.
Second down, and they're going to need about 3 yards to pick up the first down.
That is a lot of passes to the halfback this year. Strickland, a key part of this Orange offense as he gets another 5 on the ground for the first down. Dungy scrambles out. He's being chased. He stops and gets it to Lofton. Lofton is in space this time, and he's running to the far side of the field, outpacing the defender. Finally, Dungy gets the man downfield that he wanted. It's a 63-yard touchdown pass this time.
knows what he has to do to contribute to make his team successful.
And it's Wolfpack ball again. They're once again down by 3 scores. Starting on their own 25.
What we just saw. One team scores a touchdown, the other team comes right back and puts another touchdown on the board. This is getting exciting.
Well, the offense heading back out onto the field after that kick, hoping to turn this drive into another touchdown.
I think the defense right now is just sitting back on their heels. They're allowing the offense to kind of dictate things to them. And one thing is that any defensive coordinator will tell you.
And the quarterback scrambles. He dodges a lot of defenders and gets 27 yards.
It's not working. You can't continue to sit back on your heels.
And continuing with the no huddle.
This one's going deep to the end zone.
And Stephen Lewis
Great effort by the wide receiver.
beats his man and catches in the end zone.
Wide receiver made this play.
And he adds the extra point. North Carolina State gets set to kick this one away. He kicks it off, and he got all of that one.
Yep.
And they can forget about returning this one. Syracuse right now in the driver's seat, it looks like, after that slow start.
Well, I've been impressed with the way these guys have been able to come out hitting on all cylinders these last few series. We'll see if they can maintain that because it looks like it's going to be a long football game. They're going to need more points. I think this defense right now needs somebody to try to lift up their spirits. They seem to really be just...
Shotgun ace, Strickland in motion. Dungy keeps it, gets stopped for 0. Yeah, did a good job to get back to the line of scrimmage there. They read on the quarterback hard.
So it's 2nd and 10. Ball on the 25-yard line.
Dungy scrambles out. He's got lots of green space, and he makes a slide after about 16 yards.
I'm telling you, quarterbacks who can run the ball are so hard to stop. You have to scheme around them, which takes the best coverages out of your defensive playbook.
Syracuse, a minute 45, live clock now, 3 timeouts.
First down. The quarterback in the gun. Empty backfield. 5 wide receivers in the formation.
Dungy scrambles out, and he gets the ball off before he is sacked, or before he's hit. He is not sacked, but he looks winded.
Time it paid off with an incompletion.
Coach going over to his sideline, seeing how his quarterback is. Stepping into the tent. Eric Dungy will return soon. Tommy Tanuvasa now in for the duration of the first half, most likely.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43-yard line.
Tanuvasa in. This is an I formation. Tight end is on the right. Fullbacks behind Tanuvasa with a halfback, Strickland behind him. Tanuvasa doesn't like it. Scrambles. He gets 8 yards and out of bounds to stop the clock.
Picks up about 7 yards.
3rd and 2.
saw this guy head to the locker room a little bit earlier. Good to see him back on the sideline, and it looks like he could be returning to the game. They'll line up with 5 wide receivers.
Ooh, and into a tight window, Ravian Pierce with the 16-yard catch. The defender tried to get his hand in. Pierce jammed up on the line. Great job to get out into space.
He's good for one incredible catch again.
Leaning forward, just puts that hand out and takes it. On the 34-yard line now. Clock is live. Shotgun split split offset here. Tommy Tanuvasa scrambles. He gets 8 and outside to stop the clock. Out of bounds, I should say, to stop the clock. I mean, not that. NC State losing a player, but he will return soon as well. Strickland taking the handoff. Plenty of space to run the ball under 2 minutes. Not expecting the run there, the Wolfpack. Gets the ball to the 20-yard line. Syracuse, 1 minute, a live clock, 3 timeouts. Up by 11. Syracuse, they don't like the look, and they call a timeout quickly. Dungy back in the game here. Strickland on the drag route gets 5 yards, and that starts the clock moving.
There are 5 wide receivers split out. The quarterback in the gun.
And another timeout used by the Orange.
We're at play number 9 of this current drive.
Lofton has to jump for it.
4 yards with a catch.
It's short. It's 3rd and inches, and they are hustling. Read option. Dungy, 9 yards just short of the goal line. 14 seconds left. Inches to go. Looks like they're no huddling, trying to get a playoff.
Defense and their short yardage package.
Hand off to Strickland, and he runs outside to the left and gets in standing up.
Do it now. Told you, do it now. Let's go.
They line excellent kick.
NC State now with 11 seconds and 3 timeouts starting at their own 25.
It's still only the second quarter. We've got a lot of football left, but I got to say, this one is teetering on the brink of a blowout.
Handoff is to Hines, 4 yards. And we're going to take a quick halftime look at the stats.
No surprises here as we come to the end of the first half. Syracuse up by 18.
We've played 30 minutes. Glad to have you with us on the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 halftime show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. David Pollack and I here in the studio to break down everything that just happened in your game. This first half not going to go on either defensive coordinator's resume reel. So they're not sending this out and saying, hire me, because they couldn't stop anything. We always talk about adjustments at halftime. What kind of adjustment can you really make? Is this more X and O, or is this more effort, attitude, and getting a little nasty?
Well, the first adjustment you make, Reese, is tearing the game plan up, because that didn't work. I mean, we're gonna have to find some new defenses. You always come into the week and come into that game, and you think you have a plan to stop a designed offense. It's not working. You got to do something a little bit different this second half. They planned all week. They didn't plan properly. They got to find some new ways to put pressure on the quarterback and make things happen on defense.
We've done what we can do here at halftime. Time to get you back out to the second half. We'll keep an eye on everything going on in college football. Brad Nessler and Kirk Herbstreit ready with a call.
At the half, it is 42-24. The Syracuse Orange lead. Syracuse is up 10-7 on first downs and has 105 more yards. The running game for NC State, not productive. 30 rushes on 13 yards, a number of lost yardage due to sacks. 9 out of 13 compared to 11 out of 15 on passing. 242 yards to 122 yards, much more through the air for the Orange. For the Wolfpack than the Orange, versus the 255 on the ground on 21 runs. A number of really big runs for Strickland and Tommy Tanuvasa in particular that are the bulk of that. Third down conversions night and day here. 100% of third down conversions for the Orange, 0 for NC State, forcing a number of punts, but 2 turnovers from the Orange early in the game kept NC State in it. 1 pick from which was returned for 6 by the Orange negated one of their own thrown interceptions. The 2 punts there, as you see, from NC State. Individually, Tommy Tanuvasa, being in the game and only throwing and attempting 1 pass, has a rating of 234, 100% for 16 yards. Dungy, excellent, 162.5, 8 out of 12, including 2 touchdowns, but also with 2 interceptions. NC State, on the other hand, 11 for 15 for 242, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, has an amazing rating for somebody who's been in the game as much as he is, 239.5, even after a pick. Rushing, Hines only has a 1.3 yard average despite having a number of 9-yard rushes. He's getting sacked in the back, hit in the backfield just as much. McClendon, couple of scrambles, but a number of tackles for loss have depleted his total as well. On the other side of the ball, Eric Dungy, 83 yards, a 9.2 average. Strickland, 94 yards, an 11.7 yard average, 2 touchdowns and a 65 long. Tommy Tanuvaso, 4 runs for 78 yards, a 19-yard average, 1 touchdown on a long of 59. Receiving, Lofton leads in yardage with 1 big one for 63. He's got another 6 yards on 2 passes. Strickland, 3 catches for 18 yards. Pierce, 1 for 16. Anoisi, 1 for 15. It is the ground game of Syracuse that is getting it done. It is the air game, particularly to Amizi and Myers, that is getting it done for the Wolfpack, although Lewis, 2 for 61, no slouch there, long 48. That's more than 3/4 of his yardage on 1 play. Defensively, we're looking at 6 tackles for Pratt, an interception returned for 9 yards by Phillips, and 1 tackle for loss by Nicholson. McLeod down here at the bottom, 1 interception for 25-yard return. Syracuse, on the other hand, bunch of tackles for loss, 2 sacks, another tackle for loss, 1 pick returned, 50 yards for a touchdown, and spreading it around in the tackles between Green, Cordy, and Henderson Jr. And that's your look at the halftime stats. We'll resume shortly in this exciting ACC matchup. All right. We return. We're going to get kicked off in the third quarter here. Syracuse will be receiving the ball with NC State having elected to receive at the beginning of the game.
Welcome back, everybody. Second half action about to begin. He just drills this one.
Metcalf has a good return from the end zone.
25-yard line. Syracuse dreams are a reality in this football game. They've scored 21 points in a row.
And they get back to their own 25-yard line with Metcalf.
The offense is on its way out on the field again, and they haven't had any problem finding the end zone.
Dungy in the game. 5 wide receivers now for the Orange. Custis wide open. He turns a drag route into 11 yards into space.
From their own 36-yard line. First down.
Shotgun normal now. Strickland is in the backfield. Lofton comes across on a drag route and does a great job after the catch to turn a 4-yarder into, I think, a 14-yarder. Yeah, no, even more than that. That looked like a 20-yard reception. Now in enemy territory on the Wolfpack's 46-yard line after that big reception by Lofton.
From the 46-yard line, it's first down.
The angle route on the left side this time to Strickland. He gets 8 yards and is tackled by 2 defenders. But they were on the wrong side of him. He caught that ball and held it close for 8 yards. It's now 2nd and 2 on the 39.
So it's second down and about 2 yards to go. They come out in an empty backfield.
Quarterback keeper there on the 5 wide, right up the middle. He gets the first down. Lofton comes in motion. Dungy keeps it. He keeps the ball from the pitchman as well when the defender had position on it to block the pitch. He gets 5 yards.
From the 31-yard line, second down.
And there's a huge running lane for Dante Strickland there on second down. He gets 11 yards. He is now over the century mark on just 9 rushes. On the 20-yard line now, at the gate to the red zone, Syracuse Orange. 3 minutes into the third quarter.
First and 10. Ball on the 20-yard line.
Dungy scrambles, and he throws the ball away.
Good job here by the defense. If you let this quarterback set and throw, he'll kill you all game. But they got excellent pressure on that play.
Second down, 10 to go. Ball on the 20.
Lofton in motion once again. Triple option blown up for a loss. It's now 3rd and long.
But he kept it instead and wound up going backwards.
Third and 11 here. Ball on the 21-yard line. In the shotgun and 5 wideouts.
Dungy scrambling.
He's going to try and scramble.
He's got space. He gets to the 5-yard line. 16-yard rush gets first down. Second player on the team to get to 100 yards on the ground. It's now 1st and goal from the 6.
First and goal from the 5 and looking to cap this off with a touchdown.
Spread set here. Tanuvasa hands off to Strickland, who muscles his way in.
By the power of Grayskull. Cringer became the mighty Battle Cat, and I became He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Only 3 others share this secret.
Sends it sailing downfield. Syracuse coaches just got
Out of the back of the end zone.
I think these coaches love to coach a guy like this. And another great performance by him individually and for this offense.
Not a whole lot's been working.
4 wide receivers now for the Wolfpack.
Because they've got nothing to lose.
Shotgun, Hines in the backfield. Lewis dodges one defender, 12 yards.
Now he's scrambling.
Henderson tackles McClendon after a 1-yard scramble. And the Wolfpack remain in no huddle.
He's on the run.
Another attempted scramble. Henderson slows him down, and the corner comes off to secure the tackle. It's now 3rd and 7. McClendon hit hard, and the ball is knocked loose after he dodges the spy guy. The Orange recover the fumble on a fantastic play. Dungy gains 7 yards, but he has to run about 30. He dodges the tackle with a good cut to get out of bounds. Makes it 2nd and easy, just short of midfield.
They need about 3 yards to get the first here on 2nd down. Syracuse up by a bunch.
Dungy keeps it. He gets into the 2nd level but can't get past it. A great 11-yard quarterback keeper on the read. And once again, the Orange are in Wolfpack territory, just entering the western approaches.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 40.
And the Wolfpack are right there waiting for them as they cross the line. And they tackle Tommy Tanuvasa for a loss. Dante Strickland out of the backfield. He gets 8 yards, 3 of them with a spin move, to make it 3rd and 4. Custis on the drag, wide open. 11 yards, including the first. As we enter the 4th quarter. Sorry, what?
This one has been a blowout since the beginning. Hopefully the 4th quarter will turn things around. Syracuse comes to the line in complete control in this game. They go back to him on the quick throw.
Custis catches the ball and sees that his momentum is carrying him right into 2 defenders. He spin moves and gets 11 out of it. Keep moving the ball down the field for the Orange. They are rolling, as round spherical objects are wont to do. Dungy throws to his receiver just as he's about to step out of bounds. The defender gets a hand in to make it 2nd and 10.
Evaluate the coverage before you release the football.
And this play is number 8 on the drive.
Hand off to Strickland. The hot hand gets 10 yards. Well, just short of 10 yards. It's 3rd and inches.
So it's 3rd down and
3rd and inches, but it is a yard and inches to the end zone. 3rd down here. Looks like a pass defense from the Wolfpack, and Strickland gets his 4th rushing, standing up and easy.
Rocked you like a hurricane. Got
before, just with better awareness.
Dumps it out left to the running back. He's out of bounds at about the 29-yard line.
Cody comes in from deep, and the blocker doesn't catch him. Stops Hines after a 4-yard gain on the screen. Handoff to Hines. And luckily, just shy of the first, it's 3rd and inches.
Syracuse just took their first time out.
Syracuse calls a timeout.
It's 3rd down, and they're about the length of the football away from the first down marker.
Emeka Imizi, 23-yard diving catch on the run commit defense by the Orange. And Imizi breaking tackles another 24 yards. The Wolfpack want this one badly. Hines breaks 2 tackles, 16 yards right through 3 defenders. It's 1st and goal. Roughing the passer. That's a penalty that the Orange are willing to take. Doesn't change the result of the play. Down by 15. Oh, 25. I'm sorry. Down by 25. Onside kick now from NC State. And they recover it. Tim Kidd Glass. Ball gets missed. It gets trapped between 3 guys all trying to reach for it. And it gives NC State the opportunity now on their own 46-yard line. And the screen gets blown up. They throw it out of bounds. It's now 2nd and 10.
From their own 46-yard line. 2nd down.
Hines continuing to have a muscular 4th quarter. Dodges the first tackle and brings the second guy with him for 4 yards. Gets the first down. Hines this time only caught at the line of scrimmage.
I don't think they did a very good job of selling the pass. The defense was able to read the play and come right in there and make a nice stop.
And Jalon McClendon gets sacked. It's 3rd and 18 now.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Yeah. Hey, gonna get to do. Another one bites the dust. Shoot out.
Spread set. Screen pass. And Hines loses yards. And forces a punt on 4th and 23. Ball lands on the 10 and bounces into the end zone. Another mediocre punt for the Wolfpack.
Syracuse just been excellent on offense in this one, Kirk.
You and I looked at a lot of film this week, but isn't it fun to watch these guys in person? They're not making
Syracuse Orange are going to start on their own 20. 4 minutes, 40 seconds, and 2 timeouts between them and victory. Strickland, left to right. Dungy keeps it. No man to pitch to. He gets 6 yards.
So it's second down now, and they need about 4 yards to pick up the first. Syracuse comes to the line holding that commanding lead.
That's quite all right. Everybody gets busy. Pitch to Strickland. Great pitch. Gets the first down as the 2 defenders switch off. Season's going well. Syracuse is currently 11-1. Sorry, 11-0. Number 1 in the country. That's what I mean. They're under 4 minutes away from going 12-0 in the regular season. Knock on wood. Dungy in the backfield. Lofton hit after he catches it. It's now 2nd and 10. Navy, on the other hand, is 6-4. Have a number of good recent wins after being initially 1-4 early in the season. Got some things figured out on defense as Inoisi catches in a triangle between 3 defenders. And it's a fantastic just drop into Inoisi, and he holds on to it after being hit. Navy, following this game, will be taking on number 2, SMU, the only other undefeated team in the country. It will be an adventure. So we are excited, but of course concerned. SMU, a high-power offense against Navy's not great pass defense and methodical offense. Clipping puts him at 1st and 16. The coach on the sideline is livid. Incredulous. He's having an argument with the tight end. You know what? I don't think I can repeat what he says, but it looks a lot like what Bill Belichick said to Adam Thielen a few weeks ago. Dungy scrambles out. Deep to Lofton, who had space, 50 yards and a touch.
Do it now, Toast, do it now. Let's go.
Louisville ready to tee it up in Louisville. And for Boston College, they're in trouble, in danger of losing 5 straight.
The kicker looks like he's ready to kick this one off. Excellent kick. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. And for Green, he's having himself a pretty good game.
But this is the kind of guy that any defensive
One more shot here, at least,
he's not afraid to mix it up, and he always
for NC State. They're down 31-63.
Well, all of his good plays have added up to his team enjoying the lead. expect any once-in-a-lifetime rallies here. But that being said, we could still see some exciting plays.
And they hand the ball off to Hines, and he loses a yard.
Second and 11 coming up now. Ball on the 24. Just over 2 minutes in the game.
Second and 11 now with a live clock. Another handoff to Hines. Relying on explosiveness, I guess, to get 2 yards. It's now 3rd and 9. McClendon picked. That puts the turnover battle in Syracuse's favor after 2 early picks. Strickland, 8 yards, 2nd and 2 now, under 2 minutes, live clock.
They'll spread the field with 5 wide.
Custis on the drag route gets 12 yards. And the first.
That makes it 1st and 10.
The inbounds pass keeps the live clock. We're approaching a minute.
They come out in an empty backfield.
Great job by the defense in getting after that quarterback. And right now, I think they've got him with some
Ball
feet.
thrown into the dirt. 2nd and 10 now.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 16-yard line. Under a minute left.
Hand off to Strickland. He gets 6. It's 3rd and 4. Strickland's been real good.
They're about 4 yards away here on 3rd down.
3rd and 4 now. 4 down linemen, but they're spread out against a spread offense. This clock ticks down on the play clock. Hand off to Strickland. He gets tackled, and they give him the first.
That makes it 1st and goal.
And he's stopped short.
Right around the 4-yard line.
Syracuse calls the timeout with 4 seconds left on the clock.
By the halfback.
And that's the safety who stepped up to make that tackle.
And Dungy's on the field in victory formation for 4 seconds, and they immediately call a timeout.
We'll take their last timeout.
Coach milking every ounce
This is the 9th
of XP out of this game.
a trip to Louisville. We've been watching this thing all day long.
And that's final.
Defense is frothing at the mouth after the
A heck of a game by the Syracuse Orange. Close for quarter and a half. It was the ground game by the combination of Dungey, Strickland, and Tommy Tanuvasa that broke the game open and kept it open, ending 66-31. Good defense recovered from a couple of early mistakes and eventually would return the turnover margin to be in the Orange's favor, but they were down 2 turnovers to none for a while. Defense kept them in the game until the game plan caught up to what was working. $35 points in the second quarter. Fantastic second quarter. That includes the pick 6. Dungey ends the game with a 178.9, 17 for 25. But it's another 127 yards on the ground. Strickland, 148. Both 17 attempts. 4 touchdowns for Strickland. Lofton, 137 yards on 5 catches, a 27-yard average. A couple of big ones. And a lot of sacks. 4 sacks for Green and tackles for losses for Thomas. And Williams, with the pick 6, returned to the house 50 yards. Thank you for joining us for this first game of our doubleheader. We are followed up by number 2, SMU, undefeated, 11-0, at Navy. Following it up after a short break here in the booth.
Hello again, sports fans. We've got game 2 of this exciting doubleheader coming up. You just saw number 1 Syracuse in action, and now you'll see number 2 SMU, the only one they're undefeated, taking on Navy, who comes into the game at 6-4. They've had a history over the last year or so of pulling off a few big upsets. They've also had a couple of heartbreakers, so this game could go either way. But we're going to leave it to Coach Ninja to give you the rundown of what he's going up against. It's led by a Heisman candidate in the quarterback, Ben Hicks, and we'll let him take it from there.
All right, Ben Hicks is a very good 93 overall. He's got 96 awareness. He's got good but not amazing speed, but he makes the right decision with that awareness. He's got a fantastic 341 yards a game and 40-7 touchdown to interception ratio. With that speed, he's still getting 49 yards a game and 5 rushing touchdowns. I think most of that is scrambling. I wouldn't, with his speed, I don't think they, and as this team, I don't think they run the option much. But we'll see. Braden West is probable for this game, so he will play. He's 93 off, total. He's got 400 yards, 50 yards a game from, he played half a season and he's just returning, looks like. So we're glad he's not hot, but he's still very, very good. When he plays, he does get another 52 yards receiving. That's going to be dangerous. He's got 7 receiving touchdowns, 4 rushing. Let's see, Jones, impact player, but by his yardage totals, it looks like he played when the other guy was out. They don't play a two-man system. That's what those numbers say. Fullback is lousy. James Proche, 90 yards a game, 9 touchdowns. Galliard, another 70. Thomas, 40. Page, so they do a lot to those 3 guys, and Becker another 65 with 12 touchdowns. So I'm betting that at any given time they're putting West, Proche, Galliard, Thomas, and Becker on the field, and they're all dangerous. The line is a solid 85, 83, 88, 82, 85. No weaknesses there. No amazing, but no weaknesses. Defensively, 86, 87 at the end. 82, followed by a 78, is not a particularly strong, but not a particularly weak D-tackle. The left outside linebacker is a 78. Middle is 85. He is injured, which means that William Jeanlees, a corner, is playing middle linebacker. Now, he rates out to a 79. He's got a lousy awareness, but what he has excellent is coverage. So we're going to really try not to pass anywhere near him. And the right outside linebacker, 88. Yeah, and Jeanlees here is apparently a better middle linebacker than he is a corner. Wyatt also very scary, 92. Davis and Sutton are human at 83, 81. Free safety, 85. Strong safety, 90. This is a dangerous team with really not a tremendous amount of weaknesses, even at that middle linebacker, left outside linebacker position. Those are probably the 2 weakest spots on defense, and they're not that bad. So they're going to be a dangerous team to play against. They're really hot. They're 11-0. We're going to see what we can do. slow them down here. Number 1 offense in the country. Number 1 pass offense in the country. Number 2 in points per game. We're going to have to try and take a dent out of that. They've got a +5 turnover differential. We can't afford to turn the ball over in this game.
Thank you, Coach Ninja, for that rundown of the SMU Mustangs. They don't have Craig James and Eric Dickerson. This is not the Pony Express, but it is a dangerous 93 overall, number 2 undefeated football team coming into Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. If everything breaks Navy's way, if they're in the position that they would like to be in, they absolutely have a chance. Coach Ninja has a track record of pulling off a few upsets, but it's going to require every last breath from every last player. We thank you for joining us here on this second game of tonight's doubleheader action. League 1, Season 13. Late in the season.
I need to schedule 2 guys for visits that I didn't do.
We're going to back out and come right back in here in about 60 seconds.
Hi, everybody. Reese Davis with you, bringing you the EA.
A couple of visits necessary for Navy requires that they exit the game to schedule those visits. Anyone who's played this game understands the importance of late season visits. It is, after all, week 14. Given that it's so late in the season, Navy not having really another opportunity to schedule some of these players. So we're going to exit and re-enter following this coin toss. A meaningless set of circumstances, given the circumstances. Recruiting is obviously crucial in online dynasties. Navy, with an excellent track record in recruiting, they've brought in several really good players. We do have recruiting restrictions in League 1. You're only allowed to get 5 players rated 74 or above.
I'm going to need to talk.
You get an inside look in the detail that Coach Ninja executes in recruiting. He's going to take a look at some of the coaching perks and info on some of these recruits that he's in tight races with. It's always a good idea in recruiting to take a look at the teams you're playing against, what they have to offer for not only the regular season but the off season as well. We're looking at Missouri right now. You can see they have no points in the off season perk tree, which means that Navy would have them if they were in a head-to-head battle for one player. As you know, if you follow NCAA 14, some of these small schools can get some good recruits. We're looking at UNC Charlotte here to double check on them. They've got the 3 out of 3 perk on the off-season points. That could come into play in one of these tight races for Navy. In League 1, you're allowed to sign 15 players total each season. We do this so that we limit the user's ability to outpace CPU teams in recruiting. One of the things that we try to avoid is CPU games becoming inconsequential. If you play in offline dynasties, a lot of them over-focus on user games. And the trick is, well, first off, the problem is if you over-focus on user games, then half of the season becomes inconsequential. If you want to maintain interest in an online dynasty, you certainly don't want half the season being a wash. So not only through sliders but also through recruiting restrictions, we try to make sure that CPU games remain as competitive as possible for as long as possible. And part of that process is limiting the scope with which user teams can bring in the talent. As most of you know, CPU teams recruit extremely poorly in comparison to user teams. Frequently you'll see 4- and 5-star teams even signing 57s and 63s on their recruiting board if you pay attention to the recruits that the CPU is able to bring in. Any user with any study time on either the Operation Sports boards or the subreddits that are still quite active for NCAA 14, whether it's the NCAA FB series or NCAA 14 itself. Both subreddits still active with people giving input. The game has been out long enough that there's a lot of detailed information that people are privy to. And when you're dealing with recruiting restrictions, some attention to detail is required. Navy, known for succeeding with a great amount of brilliance in the recruiting game. Coach Ninja has traditionally brought in excellent classes, whether he's been at a rebuilding program or an established power. Under either scenario, Coach Ninja able to bring in solid recruiting classes through studying the numbers and studying the probabilities. last-minute adjustments in Navy's recruiting. When you're talking about a 15-man board, if you do player cuts in the offseason or in the preseason, many of you can commiserate that it's easy until you get to the last one or two cuts. With recruiting, same situation. If you're limited to 15, positions 13 through 15 do require some amount of nuance, and there's some 50-50 calls. So with that having been taken care of, Navy now going to take the field against the SMU Mustangs. No harm, no foul. We're going to start from the beginning. Once again, in Annapolis. Canoe U going to take on the number 2 undefeated SMU Mustangs, led by Heisman candidate Ben Hicks at quarterback. An explosive offense for SMU. A measured approach from Coach Ninja and the Navy midshipmen. They have been utilizing the academy offense this season. A lot of flex bone, a lot of audibles at the line of scrimmage, adjusting to what the defense shows and trying to exploit different formation showings by CPU teams. SMU coming into this with what appears to be, through practice scenarios, a 3-3-5 defense. One of the things that you're able to do in an online dynasty is if you have received the rosters, then you can start your offline dynasty and play through the season against the same teams with the same coordinators, the same coaches, the same play calling that you're going to encounter during the regular season. Once again, that attention to detail by Coach Ninja, something that he regularly does in his operations, setting up that parallel offline practice dynasty. No interest in extending it beyond the season in play, but useful information gained by playing some of those offline dynasty games against the same setup. You should know, viewers, that in 2 practice first halves this week leading up to this game, Coach Ninja played 2 first halves, and of course turnovers and the way the game flows can change the amount of information that you get out of an exhibition or an offline dynasty game. If you have a couple of picks in the first half, it could distort the information that you get because you're not going to get the 2 picks necessarily in the game that you actually play. But so that's why you really should only play up to half, because you don't know how the game's going to turn out. But 2 first halves for Navy in preparation for this game yielded a 28-0 SMU lead at the half and a 21-0 Navy lead at the half. You'd like to think that the extension of additional information through 4 full quarters gives the edge in that scenario to the second 2 quarters of play. But we're about to find out how it all turns out in a real game situation. Navy coming into this game winners of 5 straight to pull up to 6-4. They won't win their division in the American Conference, but they're certainly playing for bowl position and ranking position. They would love nothing more than to finish ranked as highly as possible. Currently sitting in the 50s in championship contenders, but this game against number 2 undefeated SMU could go a long way to boosting them in the final rankings. First play of the game from scrimmage, and Navy has the ball to start in the 5-wide set. Short completion over the middle to Carmona. It's good for 4 yards. It gets them off to a good start in the passing game. We do play on J-Rod's black Heisman sliders, which does require you to warm up your quarterback. Navy off to a 1-for-1 start here in the early going. Now with 2nd and 6, the full slate of options at their beck and call. It's senior day here in Annapolis, the final home game for this year's Navy midshipmen. SMU coming out with a three-man front. They've got a linebacker standing up on the right side, and Navy responds with a shotgun single back set. It's a read option. Lewis on the keeper, gets the first down and 3 or 4 more. That's a good solid 8-yard run for his first carry of the game, and a fresh set of downs at their own 37. Navy, ever cognizant of SMU's offense. Definitely looking to play a possession game this game. Looking to keep control of the pace of the game. They're going to be patient on both sides of the ball. Shotgun single back set, man over the middle, and the halfback catches it out of the backfield on the right side. Josh Brown's first catch of the day, and Lewis off to a 2-for-2 start here in the very early going, and once again, a 4-yard gain on first down yields 2nd and 6 for the midshipmen here on the opening drive. They're out to the 41-yard line, resting on the right hash.
From their own 41-yard line, it's 2nd down.
3-man front for the Mustangs. Lewis sends a man in motion and passes to Lee, the tight end. Amir Lee, a promising young tight end, makes his first catch of the game. It's a 12-yard gain, and they're 4 yards short of the midfield stripe.
From the 46-yard line.
Coming out now in the flex bone. Navy going to look to see what kind of defense SMU lines up in. They adjust to it as Lewis makes machinations at the line of scrimmage. Man in motion to the right, Lewis on the keeper. Another 4-yard gain. It's the third consecutive 4-yard gain on first down. And again, Navy facing 2nd and 6. They're now into SMU territory here on the opening drive of the football game.
From the 42-yard line, 2nd down.
Flex bone, check that. 2 tight ends. Single back set, shotgun. SMU in a bare front. They cover the screen, and it's not enough. Navy exploits it as Laster makes his first catch of the game. He's got a 9-yard gain. That's going to set up Navy with 1st and 10 on the SMU 33. We're about 3 minutes, just exactly 3 minutes here into the opening frame. The final home game at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium in season 13. Shotgun wide trip, single back set versus a 3-3-5 defense. Out of the backfield, and Brown can't defend the pass. Turns into a defender, but the route was jumped, and it's going to be a turnover. It's going to be SMU football here in the early going. That's Lewis's first incompletion of the day. He had a 4-for-4 start. And that interception brings him back down to earth as SMU takes over on their own 43. Approaching the midway point of the first quarter, Navy with a 3-man front of their own. Back to pass goes Hicks. He hits the slant route over the middle. Thomas with the catch. It's a 15-yard gain as SMU goes no huddle. You can expect that for the duration of the game. SMU with their hurry-up offense. Hicks back to pass again, finds another man. It's another first down. It's a 14-yard gain to the number 1 wide receiver, James, depending on your pronunciation, Proche or Proche, if he's Belgian or French. Over the middle, same receiver, Another first down. That's his second catch for 30 yards. And SMU takes over on a fresh set of downs at the 12-yard line. Back to pass goes Hicks. He gets rid of it. Finds the open man, but his momentum takes him out of bounds. It's going to be a 7-yard gain to Tyler Page. And now at about the 4.5, 5-yard line, SMU continues with their no huddle on second down. Handoff up the gut, out of the pistol. West into the end zone, into the paint. Braden West scores the first points of this football game. And here in the early going, it's SMU 6, Navy nothing, awaiting the extra point. Kick is up and good, and SMU with the 7-0 lead, just about at the halfway mark of the first quarter. Laster brings the ball out of the end zone, gets almost to the 20. He's tackled about the 18 or 17, and Navy going to take over on their second set of downs. Check that, their second drive at their own 15-yard line. Coming out in the shotgun single back set. Good read by Lewis, the quarterback, and Coach Ninja gets the ball out to Brown on the right side. He was the most open man on that play as the drag route over the middle, well covered by the defense. It's a read option, and Lewis tackled in the backfield for a loss of 3, but the success on first down keeps it at third and approachable. Just 18 feet to go for the midshipman offense to keep this ball matriculating down the field. They set up on the right hash mark. SMU responds with a spread defense. Back to pass goes Lewis. Hits his man. He catches it for a second, but then drops it after contact. That's going to be 4th and 6 here in the first quarter. Another thing new viewers should note, the limitation in this league of the number of fourth downs that you can attempt. You're allowed 12 during the regular season. You may use them whenever you like, but you are allowed 12 for the 12 regular season games. Navy electing not to go for the 4th and 6 deep in their own territory. They do, however, have 6 fourth downs with which to call upon should some 50-50 scenarios present themselves. SMU taking over with a 1-touchdown lead, throws it out to the left side, and yards after contact grants them a first down as Ryan Becker makes his first catch of the day near the left sideline. Single back set shotgun for SMU. Back to pass goes Hicks. He hits a wide open corner route to Gaillard. Makes his first catch of the day for 31 yards. That's 4 or 5 different receivers involved for SMU. Hicks making the right decisions in the pocket. Good pressure by the defense causes him to unload it quickly, and good coverage by the defense limits it to a 2-yard gain. Shotgun single back facing off against a 3-man front. It's a handoff up the gut, and West picks up the first down and several more. It's a 17-yard gain down inside the 10. SMU with the ball resting at the 7-yard line. Navy trying to stiffen on defense.
They're doing just about anything they want, and they're really starting to wear the psyche of this defense down.
It's out to the left side. It's held short of the goal line. That's going to bring up 2nd and goal. All possibilities remain for both teams. Man in motion for the Mustangs. Hicks back to pass, looks, finds a man in the left side of the end zone. Kevin Thomas with the reception, wearing the selfish number 1. Going to give SMU a 2-score lead here. Still in the first quarter. Early going. Navy unable to convert on their first 2 possessions, but days remaining in the football game.
Looks like they're ready for the kick. He really got a hold of that kick. Tackle at the 23. SMU's defense is playing lights out right now, pitching a shutout.
Yeah, I would not be shocked at all to see this defense be able to maintain this. Just the way they're playing, the attitude.
No one's surprised by SMU's success on offense.
Awareness of this offense, there's a very good shot that they could shut this offense out.
They are number 2 and undefeated for a reason. Navy now looking to respond here in the early going. 5 wide set for the middies. They find a man underneath. It's a good start. It's 3 yards. And considering that you can get 3.5 on some plays, and you only need 10 for a first down, 3 yards, a relative win in NCAA. If you get 3 yards every play, eventually you'll wind up in the end zone.
7-yard line. Second down.
Flex bone set for the middies. 3-3-5 for SMU. Audible at the line of scrimmage. Lewis likes a different look. We'll see what they can deliver. Quarterback keeper on the right side gets the first down. It was a good audible. Coach Ninja able to read the defense accurately. Comes up with the right play call at the right time. And Navy, looking for their first hints of momentum, has a fresh set of downs now. Flexbone once again, 3 down linemen for SMU. Lewis audibles at the line, keeps it again, picks up 4. Now going to be 2nd and 6. They're outside their own 40. They're going to mark it just inside the left hash at the 38-yard line.
From their own 38-yard line.
Ball actually resting in the middle of the field. Navy coming out on the shotgun, wide trips. SMU now with 3 down linemen with an overlook. Caught on the corner route. A little bit of bravery by Navy. They had the Z spot. They had the underneath route for about 5. They eschewed that for a larger gain. A little bit of faith in their promising young tight end, Amir Lee, coming up with the first down and a few more as Navy now into SMU territory.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on the 44-yard line.
44 yards from Glory. Navy on the right hash. SMU ready for the running play on first down. Now going to be 2nd and 13. That's going to end the first frame. It was the first quarter that went SMU's way, but Navy does have the football currently.
14-0 SMU. And we welcome you back to the action here. Just about set.
First play of the second quarter coming now. 3-3-5 for SMU. 2nd and 13 finds Navy in a shotgun single back set. Caught out of the backfield. Brown, the right look, once again, picks up 10. Now going to be 3rd and very approachable. Just 3 to go to convert. Navy almost in field goal range for star kicker Bennett Mooring. He doesn't quite have the leg from here. They definitely would love the first down. Quick pass over the middle, just enough to get the first and a yard and a half more. Navy takes the safe option, a well-designed play, gets them a fresh set of downs.
And
Now down to SMU's 32-yard line. Audibles once again at the line, out of the flexbone set. Navy is, after all, an academy team. Lewis picks up 4, and we have another 2nd and 6. 4 yards, every bit of a win. That'll get you far. Plenty of machinations at the line of scrimmage. Lewis adjusting several things. We'll see if he settles on this. Puts the man in motion, runs to the left, keeps it, and picks up 5. Now going to be just 3rd and 1. And you got to believe this is 2-down territory for Navy with their remaining 4th down attempts. Facing just 1 yard. You see a bunched set. 3 down linemen for SMU, but they put them all in the middle of the field. Eye tight for Navy is swallowed up at the line. It's going to be a loss of 1. Now going to be 4th and 2. They're in field goal range, but they're also in approachable range for a 4th down play. Navy taking a chance here in the first half. It's a spread set from both teams. Caught over the middle, and it's a first down by Carmona. Mr. Reliable with his 4th catch for 16 yards. They've all been possession-related catches, and they've all been important. Carmona coming up with another one there. 4 catches here in the early going of the second quarter. It's picked off. Double coverage on the inside route. SMU with their 2nd turnover of the first half. That's going to end the drive by Navy. However, the yards gained throughout the drive leaves the ball at only the 18-yard line of SMU. Almost wrapped up in the backfield. Instead, it's going to be a big gain out to the right side. Looks to be about 30 yards. They'll call it 33. Myron Galliard picking up the first down. That's 2 catches for 64 yards, 32 on each. Sacked this time. Navy pressure causing a 2nd and long. Boy, do they need that.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. Another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, gonna get to two. Another one bites the dust. Shoot up.
Shotgun set by the Mustangs. SMU facing off against this Navy defense picks up a couple of yards. They're going to call it a 0-yard gain, actually, and it's going to be 3rd and long. Back to pass goes Hicks. Navy trying to respond. They do. The coverage is good at the first down marker. Hicks gets his 11th completion. He's 11 for 12, but this time it's not enough. The Navy defense holds after the turnover. That's something that's difficult to do. This game absolutely has momentum still encrusted in the code. And following a turnover, it's very difficult to stop the opponent from scoring. Navy successful in that endeavor, going to get the ball right back, down by just 2 scores, with about 4 minutes left here in the second quarter.
You think about the challenge challenges these two teams are facing. On one side, you've got to find a way to keep building on your lead, and on the other side, you've got to find a way to get back in it.
Right to left goes Lee across your radio dial. He picks up the catch and the first down, falls forward. He's got 3 for 42. One of the bright spots for the Navy offense here in the first half.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 32-yard line.
3-man front for SMU. Shotgun wide trips for Navy. Lewis able to find Carmona over the middle. He picks up 2. Now going to be second. Navy looking to catch SMU off guard with the no huddle. Read option play. Quarterback keeper. He picks up positive yards, but it's only a half a yard. It's going to result in 3rd and 7.
It's 3rd down and 7 to go.
5 wide receivers come out of the huddle for Navy.
Quarterback in the gun. 5 wide receivers.
The academy trying to convert here, has faith in Carmona. He was heated up with several catches. That's his 6th catch of the game. He was able to hang on despite being hit immediately after it. It's going to be a first down for the Middies. Lewis back to pass, hits the drag route, and Carmona once again, another catch. He's got 12 yards, 7 for 45. A very active member of this Navy offense here in the first half. He's proven to be quite successful against this SMU defense so far. Navy, of course, going to want to keep their play calling balanced, but so far Carmona has been the one who's shown up the most. Shotgun split big, 2 backs in the backfield. It's going to be a handoff up the gut to Perry. He's going to pick up 3 on his first carry. It's going to be 2nd and 7. 2:15 remaining in the half. Navy with 3 timeouts. The ball rests at the 35.5 of the Mustangs. Navy driving. Second and 7 play. Halfback out of the backfield. Brown with another catch for 4. That's his 4th catch of the day for 26 yards. Now going to be 3rd and 3. Navy once again in the no huddle, switching it up once again. All up at the line. It's a run up the gut. Brown nearly finds the first, but he's just a little bit short. And from the 30, we're going to see an interesting play call here. Navy electing to go for it. They've got attempts to burn. They're going to use one here. It's a big one. Had to wait on it. Carmona caught up in traffic, but Lewis at quarterback and Coach Ninja on the sticks, able to wait thanks to the offensive line. Able to wait until he was slightly open. And that was enough to set up this play, which is going to result in a 1st and goal, and the clock is moving. Navy with an excellent opportunity here to take 30 seconds off the clock and try to limit SMU's potential on the ensuing possession. With 3 timeouts, the midshipmen can call really anything they'd like to call. 23 seconds on the play clock, 50 seconds left in the half. It's a run up the gut, and it's a touchdown, and Navy pulls within 1 score just before the break. SMU going to try to respond with a 2-minute drill. Navy now can use their timeouts on defense if they don't like the look. Lowering puts it deep into the end zone. There'll be no return there. SMU going to take over at the 25. Hicks with 131 of the team's 153 yards.
Well, the defense has got to be happy we're getting close to halftime so they can go.
He's the quarterback. He's the Heisman candidate. He passes. He runs. He gets first downs. Ben Hicks, quarterback for the Mustangs. 3-man front for the midshipmen. They're playing against the 2-minute drill in the quarter defense. Expecting the pass. They get one. Decent coverage, tight coverage, limits it to a 13-yard gain, and SMU burns their first time out. 24 seconds left. Ball on the right hash at the Mustang 38-yard line. They've got a good kicker. You expect that if they can get to the 30, that might be close enough to get 3 points here before the half, and Navy looking to prevent that. Back to pass goes Hicks, looking, finds a man, caught deep. He's at the 30 right now. It's 181 yards passing for the Mustangs. The Navy defense, ill-equipped to deal with a high-octane offense. It's only year 2. As great a recruiter as Coach Ninja is, he can't fix all the midshipmen's problems against elite passing defenses in just one season. A scramble by Hicks, the middle linebacker in the spy, limiting him to 2. The ball now at the 27. 12 seconds remaining. Looks like SMU just used their second timeout. Big game skill activated. It's an excellent coaching staff at SMU. They've got a lot of coaching perks. Deep in the end zone, and it's a touchdown for SMU. Big play to James Prochet. Gets the touchdown, gives 8 seconds on the clock. Navy fighting, scratching, and clawing to pull within 7, and just like that, SMU extends it back to 14. But remember that Navy will get the ball to start the second half.
They were able to execute the passing game. You can get big plays and great execution. Obviously, you can move the ball down the field.
He's to the 10.
Check that. SMU will get the ball to start the second. Navy with 5 seconds. They're going to make an attempt at it. Most of us would like to. They've got 5 seconds.
I think we saw the effects of what a long drive can do to a defense the last
Nope.
time this offense.
Navy's going to take the knee and take it to halftime, down by 2 scores. No attempt at what could be a risky pass attempt. What could potentially be an interception that could skew momentum too far in SMU's favor. The touchdown by the midshipmen cutting the momentum in half. The touchdown by SMU just before the half, putting it back to about 80%. Momentum resting with the Mustangs, as well as the lead. It's a 2-score game, as SMU will get us started here in the second half.
We're about set to start things up again.
3-man front for the midshipmen, 3-3-5 defense. Facing off against a shotgun halfback weak. Hicks makes the correct read, finds the open man to the left side, picks up the first down and a few more. Now going to be 1st and 10 once again. SMU out to about the 45-yard line. Heavy pressure by the midshipmen results in a scramble by Hicks. There's enough bodies there to keep him short of the first down. Now going to be 2nd down. 3 yards to go for the first. Caught over the middle. It's a first down to Tyler Page. He's got 4 for 30 so far today, and SMU stays in their no-huddle attack. Hicks looking, almost sacked and then brought down for the sack. That's the second tackle in the backfield by the Navy defense.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone, and another one gone, another one bites the dust. Hey, gonna get to another one bites the dust.
4-yard loss by SMU results in 2nd and 14. Navy with an opportunity here. Caught just past the marker in tight coverage. Kevin Thomas able to hang on after the hit. He's got 3 for 33. Hicks, so far, able to respond. Navy not quite getting enough pressure, except for that play. They blow it up. It's another sack, the third one of the day, and Navy's not done yet. The defense responding, sticking its head up out of the dirt, refusing to yield. 35-yard line, the marker. 2nd and 15 down in distance. Left hash mark is where the ball sits as Hicks goes back to pass. Looks, scrambles to the right. The Navy defense is there. They've got personnel. It's a 2-yard gain, and it's now 3rd and long. Navy with a real opportunity now on defense. Cover 4 set by the midshipman. Back to pass goes Hicks. Looks, can't find anyone, then goes deep. Almost intercepted, but a deflection by Kalen Williams is going to result in 4th and 13. SMU going to be forced to take a long 50-yard field goal attempt here in the 3rd quarter. Navy not buying it, calls a regular defense. The kick is up and good. Now a 3-score game. SMU takes a 17-point lead, but Navy going to get the ball back here. SMU came out of the half with good momentum and was able to capitalize on that. Take the ball down the field on the opening drive. But the Navy defense stiffens in their own territory and now gives their offense an opportunity to pull within 10 with plenty of time left.
Permeates throughout this entire offense and really throughout the entire team. It's no wonder this team is so competitive with him at the front leading the way.
Almost caught, but good coverage this time on the halfback pass out of the backfield. Navy going to the well one too many times on that play after some good success with it on previous iterations. Now 2nd and 10. Navy looking to convert the first down. Sends a man in motion. He catches it. It's good for 4. It sets up Navy with an approachable distance here on 3rd down. The ball at the midshipman 29-yard line on the right hash. If you're a Middies fan, you'd love to see them convert here. Almost caught, but not quite. It's going to give Navy a tough decision here on their own 29 here in the 3rd quarter. They've got attempts to burn. They're going to elect to punt. Check that. Coach might be making some other decisions.
Looks like they're going to go for it on 4th down.
We'll see if they can get it through the air or through the scramble. Navy with 5 wide here on 4th down. It's intercepted. That's actually going to be beneficial to Navy in the sense that it's 12 further yards downfield. Not what they wanted on the 3rd and long. But the ball now on the 47, outside of field goal range. We'll see if the midshipman defense can give their offense another opportunity. They hand it off. He's almost tackled in the backfield. Instead, he picks up 16. Going to be a first down. Navy looking to hold SMU out of the end zone on this series of downs. Caught over the middle. Galliard picks up 16. He's got 4 for 97. The ball now inside the 20. Navy hoping to hold them to 3. Good pressure by the defense. Good coverage after the catch. Holds them short, but it does result in a 6-yard gain. It's a handoff up the gut. He's tackled short. Now we have third down. Big play coming here for the Navy defense. Incomplete. And after the turnover, Navy able to hold SMU to 3. That could come back to mean something. Still plenty of time left in this game. Navy's going to get the ball back. Still going to be able to pull within 2 scores after that series of events.
Everyone's all lined up and ready for the kickoff. And he got all of this one. Great kick. He's to the 10.
Laster brings it out of the end zone, gets about to the 20.
Navy's having a hard time doing anything on offense.
Well, they've had some opportunities.
309 to 184 yards gained. Navy with a couple of turnovers hurting their efforts on offense, but not quite out of this thing yet.
Chances at this point late in the game like this, throw the ball downfield and hope that the receivers can make some play.
The underneath man catches it but drops it after a step. Unable to complete the football move.
Second down, 10 yards to
It
go.
costs Navy just a few seconds off the clock.
They come out in a 5-wide set.
5 wide set for the middies. The underneath man picks up the first down and more. Able to pick up 16 yards is Carmona. That's his 10th catch of the game. We've got a lot of game left. Carmona came to play today. First and 10 now on the 36.
From their own 36-yard line.
SMU with just a 14-13 edge in first downs. 2 turnovers by Navy's resulted in 10 points for the Mustangs, and the extra possession is the remainder of the difference in score.
At about the 37-yard line.
Halfway through the third quarter now. Navy with the football, hoping to pull within 2 scores. Ball on the left hash, just inside the 40 of the midshipmen. 2 tight ends for the middies. 3-man front for SMU. Play action pass.
Son of a bitch.
Intercepted by Janis.
And he's taken down at the
That's the 4th turnover of the day for the midshipmen. It's going to give SMU the ball well in Navy territory. They're down by 3 scores. They can keep it at 3 scores if they can hold them to 3. Draw play is swallowed up by the Navy defense. It's a loss of 2 as Jarvis Polu makes his first appearance on the stat sheet. He's been a stellar performer this season for the midshipmen. Picks up his first tackle for loss on the day. Now going to be 2nd and 12 as Navy hopes to get a stop. Their fingers are on the cliff's edge, but this Navy team has got a lot of heart.
23-yard line. Second down.
Hicks can't find anybody, has to scramble. Picks up just 3. Now going to be 3rd and long as SMU goes to the no huddle. Navy is able to hold them. Once again, a turnover by the Navy offense does not result in a touchdown, and that is what's keeping the midshipmen alive. The score, not pretty, but there's lots of time left. A 3-score game remains a 3-score game. If you're Navy, you're looking for an extended drive. You're looking for first downs. At this point, you just want to get the ball down the field, get it into the end zone, and worry about the game after that fact. Right now, the only thing that's important is scoring on this drive.
Defense has been great. There's no doubt about it. But I just think that the offense that they're facing, they've just been so conservative, so predictable. It's made it very easy for this defense to have a dominant game.
Brown out of the backfield, picks up 5. That's the first play of the drive. No huddle by Navy. Read option, fakes out everyone at the line of scrimmage. Lewis on the keeper, picks up the first down once again. Navy with a fresh set of downs.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 36.
Fakes the handoff. Lewis smartly keeps it. Picks up big yards to the right side. It's a 15-yard gain. The midshipmen staying with the no huddle. They're now fighting both the Mustangs and the clock. But again, the main concern is scoring on this drive. Out of the backfield is Perry. He picks up 8 on first down. Good start to this series of downs by the midshipmen. Puts them in comfortable position at 2nd and 2. Quarterback keeper once again. Good blocking on the perimeter. The wide receiver out to the right side, able to hold off the defender. Excellent blocking from a wide receiver. I haven't seen blocking that good from a wide receiver since Hines Ward. The ball now at the 22. 1:30 remaining in the third quarter.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 22-yard line.
Here we go. Wide 80.
It's caught over the middle. Carmona gets another catch. Now going to be 2nd and 8. That's 11 catches for Tyler Carmona, the leading receiver for the midshipmen. Handoff up the gut is faked. Lewis keeps it, picks up good yardage. Now going to be 3rd and just 1. The ball's at the 13-yard line. Garrett Lewis, red with fatigue after the keeper.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 1.
Navy 2 out of 6 on 3rd down today. They're looking to convert here, bring it up to 44%. Check that, 42%. It's unsuccessful, though. Now going to be 4th and 2. But once again, Navy with plenty of 4th downs to burn. They need the touchdown here. The field goal's not going to cut it.
Wide.
They're going to give Lewis the extra breather that results at the end of the quarter. We move to the final frame. Navy facing a key 4th down here in the shadow of SMU's goalposts. If you're a midshipman fan, they really need this play. Spread set for both teams. It's caught, but it's inches shy. Carmona makes his 12th catch of the day. Navy with no recourse but to challenge the spot of the ball. At this time, at this place, at this score, at this point in the ball game, Navy needs the spot here. They're going to challenge and risk the timeout. Carmona falls backwards after the catch. It depends on when they rule that he initially caught it. They're going to have to rule forward progress here. The announcers skeptical. The play stands, and we're one play into the fourth quarter. Navy needs a play on defense to turn the tide here. A pick six changes everything.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on the 13.
SMU runs, breaks a tackle, picks up 14 on first down. Going to see the no huddle once again. We'll see if Navy can get the stop here quick enough to give their offense the ball back with enough time. Hicks back to pass, scrambles, and he's tackled after a 2-yard gain, falls forward. The only reason he was able to get positive progress. Now going to be 2nd and 8, well inside SMU territory. Caught and forward for the first. Still, this no huddle attack continues for SMU. Not really working to their advantage in this current situation, though. It is a sack, and Navy gives themselves an opportunity here.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, gonna get to two. Another one bites the dust. Shoot up.
SMU with a single back set. 2nd and 16. It's a curl route for 13. Going to set up 3rd and 3. Navy desperate to get a stop. They get one. They're going to force the punt. They've now proven that they can stop the SMU offense. And with SMU with the lead here in the fourth quarter, you got to believe that does give an edge to the Navy defense in the sense that they can predict more runs. They can take a few more chances. Ladies and gentlemen, I have seen crazier things. Still down by 3 scores. Navy takes over from their own 16. 6:22 remaining. Navy with 2 timeouts.
That has not happened today. Hopefully he can put this behind him and just try to move forward for the rest of this game.
Rolls out to the left, does Lewis. He's tackled inside the 5. It's a 14-yard loss. It's going to be 2nd and 24, although the down and distance really doesn't matter. Navy in 4 down territory.
They've got their backs against the wall.
Now facing 2nd down.
They'll spread the field here. Let's see what the defense does with a 5-wide outlook.
The underneath man picks up 8. Craig Scott puts it at 3rd and 15.
They come out in an empty backfield. They'll make the sack.
Midshipmen go no huddle, and Lewis tackled once again, going to force 4th and 23. It's the last gasp here for Navy. They've got to convert here. If they don't, SMU has the ball on the doorstep. It's caught, and he leans forward. It's just enough. Carmona, well heated up. That's his 13th catch. That puts him over 100 yards. The best performer. He's heated up. He's blinking red. Lewis scrambles to the left. Picks up 8.5. They'll call it 9. 5 minutes remaining. Navy looking to convert the first down and continue the drive. It is caught by Carmona. Another first down. It's what he's done today. He's got 14 catches, and I bet at least half of them are for first downs. The underneath man with the catch. It's 5 yards for Scott. 4.5.
They'll spread the field with 5 wide.
Lewis scrambles to the left. Looking. Gets one, but does get hit. He's got to be exhausted after that play. Indeed, he is burgundy. Navy with nothing to lose, coming out here on 3rd and 4. He's sacked. It's a loss of 7. He takes the hit, and he's out of the game currently. Lewis goes to the blue tent.
After that injury, we'll get to see the backup quarterback here. He lets it fly.
Caught! Big play by Lee. 48-yard gain. Those are the type of plays that Navy needs. Coach Ninja now going to check on Garrett Lewis, the starting quarterback, following that injury. Will return soon. That might be next drive. That might be 2 minutes down the road. Depending on how quickly Navy can get the ball back, we'll see if Lewis comes back on the next possession or not. That having been said, this is the hand they have currently.
So after the big pass play, we've got a first down. They come out in a 5-wide set.
Incomplete. That's going to give the offense a chance to rest. The clock stops with the play. With a few players in yellow, light green, and possibly orange, Navy's going to welcome the break. Back to pass goes Hayes. The underneath man on the touchdown. Craig Scott with a 12-yard gain, and Hayes, Reggie Hayes, the redshirt freshman, 2 out of 3 on the drive, takes the midshipman into the end zone. They're going to extend the game. It's a 16-point game. The coach's handbook says don't go for 2 until you have to. Navy in desperation mode trying the onside kick.
Navy lined up for the onside kick.
Recovered by SMU. Navy's going to have to stop them on 3 and out.
And what a game it's been for this quarterback.
Well, I think this whole offense is really clicking, and it's allowing him as a quarterback just to settle in and find his rhythm.
3:15, 2-score game.
Let's see if this drive
Navy with 2 timeouts.
rewarding conclusion than their last, which ended with a punt.
Handoff up the gut. Defender almost gets there, but doesn't. And it's going to be a touchdown for SMU. The only good news for the midshipmen is that it was quick. They were going to need to recover an onside kick anyway. They still need to recover an onside kick, and at this point, probably 2. But a touchdown run, much better than a 10-yard run.
SMU
As long as there's time on the clock, there's an opportunity.
This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback.
3-score game. Navy takes over from their own 25. 3:07 remains.
They got into the end zone last time. Let's see if they can match that on this possession.
This quarterback right now is in a rhythm, and a lot of that has to do with his preparation. You can see right now with the read.
Back to pass goes Lewis. He's sacked. Another sack by SMU as Navy forced to go to a very aggressive play style. Not their normal MO, but time and situation forcing it.
5 wide. Get to that quickly.
Craig Scott picks up 7. Now going to be 3rd and 15. Once again, Navy in 4-down territory.
A little more than 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Caught and converted. Carmona with another big catch. It's 17 this time. He's got 15 catches for 139 yards. Incomplete pass stops the clock, gives Navy an opportunity to rest. They've got a few offensive linemen there in the yellow. You can rest assured that Coach Ninja would love an extra second and a half in the pocket.
They're in the shotgun.
Lewis back to pass in the spread set. Picks up the first down. It was dropped. Looked like he hung on, but he dropped it at the last second. Going to result in third and 10. It's another incompletion. And now with at least 2 offensive linemen in the orange, Navy with nearly no other choice than to take their time on this play. The clock is stopped. An agonizing situation for Coach Ninja. He would love to continue his momentum, but momentum can only be gained by first downs. Incomplete pass. Now going to be 4th and 10. Navy with one more opportunity to convert here on this drive.
So it's 4th down, and the offense is still on the field.
This is 6 attempt. This is all.
They'll spread the field with 5 wide.
Set. Green 90. Green 90.
Having gone for 6 fourth downs,
Didn't get the play off in time.
we now have the intentional delay of game by Navy. You're allowed 12 fourth downs during the regular season. Navy, not looking to exceed that number, has gone for 6 fourth downs in this game alone. That brings them up to the limit of 12.
And they're shooting themselves in the foot here.
Well, if they could just keep their
They saved their fourth downs astutely throughout the entire season. And 6 attempts was not enough in this game. They're going to be forced to punt. The penalty for going over in 4th down attempts is suspension of players. And as important as bowl games are, and as much as this game shouldn't affect Navy's bowl berth too much, the midshipmen electing not to go over, they don't want player suspensions for the bowl game. They've got the Army-Navy game coming up next week from Philadelphia, from the neutral site. We'll bring that to you sometime shortly this following week. We've got holidays coming up. We're not going to have our normal Friday night schedule. But Navy will play the Army-Navy game at some point this week. Army with a winning record. I believe they're 7-2 or 6-3. They've got a winning record coming into the game, as does Navy. Despite the results of this game, the midshipmen will be 6-5. And Army with a winning record themselves should set up a nice matchup in the Army-Navy game. Navy in good position for a bowl game, but a win against arch-rival Army would go a long way to securing them a definite bowl berth. The 5-game win streak will come to an end. SMU will remain number 2 and undefeated. They put on an impressive show today. Navy fought their tails off, but just didn't quite have enough in the tank. SMU came into the game highly rated with good reason, and they played to their ability. No shame in Navy's game. They were just a little bit outmatched. That's going to be the end of the game. Navy falls by 3 scores. 300 yards passing from the Heisman candidate. The SMU offense showing well. Navy doing the best that they could with inferior personnel. Navy falls to 6-5. It's their first loss in 6 or 7 weeks. Actually 8 weeks, given a couple of bye weeks. Navy's first loss in 2 months, as they rebounded quite well from their slow start and put themselves in good position, but it wasn't quite enough against the number 2 team in the country. SMU is going to go on to the American Conference Championship game, and should they win that, SMU will be undefeated, number 2 in the country behind my Syracuse Orange. And you might see SMU again, dear viewers. You might see them against Syracuse in the postseason, should both teams survive their conference championship games. They are the only 2 undefeateds. For the midshipmen's part, still an excellent rebound from the 1-4 start. Winners of 5 straight. They're now going to go to 6-5, but a win against arch-rival Army in one of the oldest traditions in college football could see Navy into a very good bowl game. We will await the results of the game and the announcement of the bowl berth. Coach Ninja still in good position to improve on last season's results, when Navy made a bowl game but was unable to finish at the very, very end. Great recruiting by Coach Ninja and aggressive redshirting, showing patience. It's a slow process to rebuild a 1 or 2 or 3-star school. Navy, not a whole lot of team speed, and it came back to haunt them in this game. They were beaten deep on a couple of throws. Hicks proved himself to be quite astute and a worthy finalist for the Heisman. Navy just not quite enough athleticism for the SMU Mustangs on the day, but it is a sleeping giant. The Navy midshipmen are improving. They are continuing to get better. We thank you for joining us for this exciting doubleheader. We hope you'll join us sometime during the week for the Army-Navy game to see if Navy can qualify for a good bowl berth. We thank you for your viewership. We hope you have an excellent week. Kick its ass.